What's up everybody, Anime X here, and in this video I'll be doing another what if video since the last what if video did pretty well and I enjoyed making it. So, in this what if I will be going over what if Minato survived the attack on Konoha with Obito and the Nine Tails attack. If that video sounds interesting to you, consider subscribing and hitting the bell to be alerted to all of my content, and if you want to interact with me on a more personal level and you want to become part of the Anime X community, links to where you can do that are down below. And since I'm so excited to get into the meat of the video, we're just going to jump right into it. So, without further ado, let's get started. So, before I get into what I think would happen after the attack, I have to preface what I think would happen for Minato to survive. So, the main thing that would have to change is how quickly Minato defeated Obito and how fast he would have to prevent Kushina from getting the Nine Tails extracted from her body. In essence, he would have to stop Kurama from even being extracted, and then he would have to defeat Obito similarly to how he did in the original series. This ends up having many repercussions in the series just because Naruto would no longer have Kurama sealed inside of him because Kushina would still be the Nine Tails Jinchuriki. But in this universe, Minato and Kushina would survive and be able to live with Naruto and give him a much happier and wholesome life. I also believe that Jiraiya would stay in the village if Minato and Kushina survived, giving yet another person to push him forward in his endeavors. Jiraiya would basically act as an uncle to Naruto, teaching him new jutsu whenever Minato would be preoccupied with Hokage work, making sure that Naruto never felt neglected, and making sure that he could be as strong as possible. Now, before I finally jump into the changes, I just want to preface that everything in the series would go fairly the same, including the Uchiha massacre. The only reason I mention this is because I was going to put these two what-ifs together, but then I just decided that they'd be better if they got their own separate videos. So, now that I've given you guys a quick rundown of how they would survive, I think it's time to talk about how this affects the story going forward. So, as I just stated, Naruto would have both of his parents in his life, and therefore his life in the course of the series would be much different. For example, in the original timeline, Naruto was considered dumb and a failure as a ninja and obnoxious, but then it's later found out that he's pretty talented when he puts his mind to something. Well, in this timeline, Naruto is considered a combat genius for multiple reasons. One of them would be that he has the same talent except his parents push him forward and encourage him to do well in studies. Also, I believe that with the help of Minato and Jiraiya, Naruto would learn the Rasengan much earlier than he did in the original. Minato and Jiraiya are also part of the reason that he's considered a combat genius because not only does he have Minato, the fourth Hokage, and arguably one of the strongest, he also has Jiraiya, a legendary Seinen, and arguably with Sage Mode, one of the strongest. In fact, I think he would learn it even before the Shonen exams due to all the other training that he would get from his dad and Jiraiya. Also, I think that Naruto would learn the Shadow Clones, but unlike in the original, he doesn't have Kurama to pull chakra from. So while he does have a massive amount of chakra just due to his Uzumaki clan, just the amount of chakra that they have, it's only a fraction of what he has in the original series. One thing about the Rasengan that would be different is that Naruto wouldn't require Shadow Clone to make the Rasengan, probably conserving him a lot of chakra in future battles, which is more important now just because he doesn't have Kurama to rely on. Now, it's time to move on onto how I see his first mission and really his interactions with Team 7 going. In this version of the story, the teams are the exact same, being that Naruto, Sasuke, and Sakura are still paired on the same team with Kakashi as him being the leader, which means that they would still do the bell test, except Naruto would show much more promise and skill. He would still be a straightforward and one-track minded fighter, but he would actually have the skill in ninjutsu and taijutsu to back it up. And while his taijutsu would not be on the level of Sasuke's, his ninjutsu, at least in terms of attack potency, would dwarf Sasuke's. Even though Naruto would be much more powerful and skilled in this universe, Kakashi is also a lot harder and also expects more from Naruto just because he is the son of his former masters. Which means that he would also beat Naruto quite handily, even with the power buff that I think that Naruto would get. And I think all of the other events of the bell test would play out differently because Naruto and Sasuke would be a lot closer, much sooner, due to Naruto wanting to be friends with him, and Kushina and Minato encouraging him to be friendly, and he and Sasuke would have an extremely strong bond early on, and therefore he and Sasuke would work as a team fairly well, both impressing and disappointing Kakashi at the same time, because yes, they are working together, but they're excluding a member of their team, being the useless, pink-haired weakling Sakura. Unfortunately, Sakura is pretty useless, as I just stated, so Kakashi kind of doesn't hold it against them too much. Just like in the original series, Naruto would be head over heels for Sakura, while Sakura loves Sasuke, and while Sasuke, instead of being a loner, would be closer to Naruto, giving them a basis upon which they can build on in their first mission, or their first real mission. In the end, Kakashi would pass them just like normal, because not only did they use teamwork, but they were proficiently skilled as well, which leads them to their first large mission as a team, leading them to the Land of Waves. Now, just like in the original series, Team 7 will get a mission from the bridge builder Tazuna, and as usual, he would lie about the rank of the mission, making it so that Team 7 decided to embark on this journey and escort Tazuna back to his village. On the way there, the two legendary Chunin that attacked in the original series attack now, seemingly killing Kakashi. Instead of Naruto being frozen with fear, I say that both he and Sasuke spring into action together, each basically finessing a Chunin individually, impressing Kakashi even further. But unfortunately results in Sasuke not having that cool line calling Naruto a scaredy cat. But it does result in a scene where I think that Sasuke would compliment Naruto on how fast he reacted, and I think Naruto would respond with, "Of course, Sasuke, I just thought of what I think you would do, and I sprung into action," which would result in a more character building for both of them, and it definitely makes them seem more like friends. After this encounter, Kakashi would come to realize that this is a higher rank mission than they were signed up for due to the Chunin actually attacking Tazuna, and putting everyone a lot more on edge, knowing that their job is to protect a man with a trained, fully fledged shinobi, also being probably, a Jonin that would be just as skilled as Kakashi coming after them. And as if right on cue, some mist from Zabuza's jutsu would roll right in, and Zabuza would appear, ready to kill Tazuna. Kakashi, seemingly outsmarting him confidently, says it's over, just to be caught in a water prison jutsu. Now, Sasuke and Naruto, not knowing what to do, prepare to come up with an on-the-fly plan, which will be talked about in the next part of this What If, because I feel like this What If is a pretty good topic, a pretty large topic, a topic that can affect basically all of Naruto, not just a certain part of it. So I'm going to be turning this, along with my What If Gohan kept training, into some large series. It may have up to 4 parts, but it also depends on how much you support it. So for these What Ifs, I'm trying to start implementing light goals. One of these light goals will be let's start off with just an easy 20 likes. So bye. So that's going to be it for the part 1 of Minato surviving the What If Minato survived the attack on Konoha. If you liked the video and want a part 2 to this, make sure that this gets a lot of support. Make sure to comment if you want a part 2, or if you want any other video, What If video, or have any other video suggestions, make sure to comment them as well. And as always, guys, I would like to thank you if you made it to the very end of the video. And if you enjoyed this video and enjoyed all the content that I make, consider subscribing and hitting the bell to be notified to all of my content. Links to where you can interact with me more and on a more personal level, and where you can be part of the Anime X community and have impact on which videos I make, are down below. I also just made this new Discord channel, which basically allows you to have your input on which videos I should do. I answer those immediately, letting you know whether I would do them or not. So I feel like that'd be pretty cool if all of you guys join and give me some suggestions. That way you can get whatever videos you guys want. I hope you enjoyed the video, and as always, guys, this is Anime X, signing off.